Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing great today. Oh my God, it's been such a long time. And please accept my sincere apologies. You guys are family to me. And I think I owe you guys explanation for my absence for a whole lot of stuff. And so for this one, it was due to circumstances way beyond my control, also including YouTube. All right. Right after YouTube put us on timeout for posting a video that they had earlier told us was not violating the, community guidelines. After they put us on timeout for putting that video up, it kind of slowed things down a little bit. You see, all these things are demoralizing. These are ways they demoralize you and get you to kind of back off, either back off from saying the truth or back off from even making posts or something like that. It's a very gradual process, a psychological thing they do. But to God be the glory, we are not gonna back down. We are not the kind of people that will just give up because we are being subjected to all these kinds of ill treatment from all over the place. The good news is that we are still gonna keep firing on and speaking the truth in due season. All right. So today I have a wonderful information to share with us. And I want you to take this very seriously, please. See, a lot of the emails I have received is basically now about COVID-19, the vaccine, and stuff like that. I remember that some months ago, I was busy screaming on top of my lungs, telling everyone to beware that this thing is going to be made mandatory. This thing is going to be made compulsory. I remember even speaking with some of my friends in the US, in Europe, and almost 8 to 9 in 10 of them told me, Joe, this is going too far. Joe, come on now. It's never going to happen. This is not Africa. This is not this. This is not that. And I just literally kept quiet. I mean, what can you say when someone is too convinced and too sure that they know what they don't even know? Okay. And so today, I'm a bit reluctant, but I'm still spurred by the power of the love of God that is inside of me to keep doing this, because sometimes it's very discouraging. You tell people something is going to happen, they'll make jest of you, they will laugh at you, they will call you fanatic, they will call you all sorts of names, and just a stone throw away from where you stood and told them those things, the thing is already happening. And the same people run back again and say, oh, what do we do? What do we do? All frantic and stuff like that. We shouldn't live our lives like this, okay? If many of us who heard me say this and had taken precaution, you wouldn't be in the kind of place where you are today, where you're now being told to choose between vaccination and your freedom to express yourself, or your freedom to put food on your table, because many people now can see that their workplaces have said that if you don't have the vaccination, you cannot come back to work, or you cannot continue working beyond a certain time. I did a video recently and I showed us how that almost every country in the world has caved in. We don't have any other opposition to the global superpowers who want to deal with us, okay? Now, nobody to speak for us again. We are now left to ourselves and our God, okay? So, but the news I brought to you today is that there is a little bit of hope somewhere. For people who are being compelled to have vaccines or get this vaccination thing before they get to work or before they do anything, or before you can even take classes in schools, in universities. It's happening in America. If you're one of those people, I want you to know that there is a ray of hope. That ray of hope is something I emphasized in my previous video, where I talked about religious exemption, okay? If you are a Christian and you are not comfortable with taking the vaccine or getting the jab, you can actually apply for religious exemption. Now, to tell you the truth, just recently, one of the members of our international group, Chastity International, had reached out to me through the leader or the head of his own region, and said they wanted me to sign, being the global leader of the Chastity International Ministries. All right, so they wanted me to sign for him as his religious leader. And I actually signed that paper for him. And so now they're not going to be compelling him to take the job, or else he will not take classes. This is a student, all right? And they told him that if you don't have the jab, if you don't take it, you cannot take classes. I'm telling you. And I had to sign it for him so that he can start taking classes. And so you need to know that you have that right. It's a universal right given to you. I don't know about Nigeria and some parts of Africa. You know, Africa is like a slave camp, most of them, especially Nigeria. They don't even understand what is called human right. They don't obey human right, nothing. I don't know, but I just want you to know. I want to put it out there for you to know that you have that right. It's a universal right that you have. You can exempt. You can say, I don't want to take this thing. It violates my religious belief or whatever. And you can also say, it violates this. My medical situation does not allow me to take. So that means you can get medical exemption. But what I know that many people would want to take advantage of is the religious exemption. Please go for it. Talk to your pastor. The fact that I signed for this man doesn't mean that everybody should start sending me their own forms to sign. Okay, I am very, very busy. I have to be honest with you. So I may not sign for everybody, but if I feel like I have the time to sign for some of you who are members of the Chastity International, real bona fide members, I will do my best to sign for you. So don't let anybody deceive you. For the meantime, it's not always going to be here. This exemption is also going to die someday. Let me just tell you right now. But for now, you can have this exemption. Go get the form. Ask your institution to give you the form. When you get the form, you move it to us. We will sign it. I will try my best to sign. If I don't sign, go to your pastor. Almost everybody who is a member of Chastity International has a church. You have your home pastor, so you can go to your pastor and tell your pastor, this is it. I mean, this is where you pay your tithe and everything, so they should be able to help you. Even if the pastor doesn't sign, another pastor somewhere can sign it for you, but just make sure you ask for it so that you can, because many people are ignorant of this. That's why I decided to make this video, to let you know that you have that right to exempt from this job. There's a reason, there are many reasons why people are very suspicious of the vaccines. And that's why we have to have this kind of opportunity to say, well, I don't want to do it right now, except if you want to do it, then you go ahead and do it. There are many reasons why people are suspicious. First of all is when you tell people not to talk about something. We can talk about anything else, but don't talk about vaccines. Don't talk about, I mean, how can you have only one opinion over something in an entire world where we have people, every single human being on earth is different from the other person. And that's the same way our opinions differ. And now somebody says you cannot talk about a particular vaccine for the first time in human history. Many people who have things that they wanted to expose about the vaccine and the virus and all of that, they've been shut down across all social media platforms, including myself. They're not allowing me to share with you some of the things I want to share with you. That's why I always tell people, go to my Rumble channel, Joseph Okechukwu on Rumble, and you can see some of the things that I want to start sharing there. Maybe from next week, I'm going to start sharing a few things on there, things that I have uncovered. We've been uncovering things about this whole thing for a long time ago. But because there is a sinister motive behind it, they do not want you to do what? To hear what we have to say. And this is why people are suspicious. And again, the second reason why people are suspicious, you say you must have this thing. If you don't have it, you're not going to take a train, you can't take a flight, or you can't do anything. Whether you're healthy or not, you must get the jab. When on earth have we ever seen anything that is close to this? Have you ever seen it since you've been alive? I don't care how old you are. This is the first time in history. And again, you come to what we see in the book of Revelation chapter 13, where the Bible talks about the mark of the beast, and you see the correlation. You see how that the Bible says that without the mark of the beast, you cannot buy or sell. Now you see where they're telling you that without the vaccination, you cannot buy, you cannot sell, you cannot do things. I mean, how can I not be suspicious as a Christian who has seen all these things? So you see, it doesn't make sense to be surprised that I am suspicious of the jab. And this is why believers who are equally very suspicious, you now have an opening. You can apply for exemption, meet your religious leader to sign it, like I've signed for my own person from Chastity International, and will still sign for a few other people, and then you can take it from there. Please don't be compelled to take anything against your will. If your spirit is against it, you know you can't take it, don't take it. Period. As for me, I'm not taking it. I'm not going to get it. I'll explore other options, but I'm not taking it. So if you don't want to take it, fine. If you want to take it, fine. It's up to you. Time will tell what exactly we are all taking. May God bless you. And please look forward to the video that I made about Afghanistan, which I was supposed to post before YouTube put us on timeout for an entire 7 days, and they kind of slowed things down. I know the news of Afghanistan is almost like becoming stale, but I cannot wait to share that video with you because, the role I played in 2020 when Trump was running was I basically was taking my time to explain to us things that were happening on the international scene, which the local newspapers in Africa, Nigeria, and local media organizations were not telling you anything about. All they did and still do today is just regurgitate everything that has been fed them by the mainstream media. Nobody takes the time to kind of explain what is going on. Just like Afghanistan, they lied. After all the lies they told about Afghanistan, the media organizations in Africa just grabbed all of them, boom, regurgitated everything and gave it to our people like that. Nobody did any research, nobody checked. I'm going to launch a video to show you what really happened in Afghanistan and to let you know that our world is gotten to that point where you need to pray like there's no tomorrow. There is going to be massive chaos launched in our world, worldwide, massive chaos. This thing you call terrorism is now going to become very legit. In a way, you will see it will happen gradually. The reason this is going to happen is because terrorism and terror itself is going to be unleashed on the people of the world. There will be massive chaos on a scale you've never envisaged. And the reason for that is because this is needed so that the Antichrist can come in as the man who brings peace and stops the killing and the carnage that is going to be unleashed on our world. Now, it has begun officially with Afghan and the Taliban. And I'm going to prove it to you in that video that we're going to launch maybe after this one so that you can see exactly what happened. That the lies they told you about what happened in Afghanistan is being uncovered. Of course, you can see what happened recently when they said they went to bomb ISIS-K. ISIS-K was birthed and created just within that period. Nobody heard about them before. And they claimed they bombed. Now, recently, they've actually admitted that they didn't bomb a single ISIS-K person. That the people they killed in that car that was bombed by the U.S. forces, just to save face, they were all civilians. Biden has admitted, everybody has admitted, the generals have admitted, it wasn't any ISIS-K. Who is ISIS-K? Where did they come from? It was just to save face for their gross failure in handling the Afghanistan issue. So we need to be very, very careful in these days. Things have gone so bad, like the days are so tremendously evil that you don't even know where to run to, you don't know where to go to, except that you have to dedicate yourself or rededicate yourself to God, because it's going to get to everybody. I've been saying these things for a long time, and people thought I was just being an alarmist. But today, you see how it's unfolding. May God be with us. May He help us, and may He sustain all of us through these perilous times. Amen. See you soon.